everyone. Welcome everyone. It's been a long time. Um, Back at it again with another video. It's gonna be long form this time. Sorry. Again, welcome back. Thanks for all the support and the growth that we've had. I mean, it's not much compared to other channels, but we're trying. Um, if you're new here to this channel, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to leave your input, what you like, what you don't like, and we'll continue pumping out this content. Right now, my co-host isn't here, but I'll be doing a review on the mythos of the black male square. So, in recent news, I guess you could say, um, Michael B. Jordan has been at the forefront of this topic, right? And for those of you in the black community, we know, and I mean a lot of people outside of it as well, they know the whole, trope of the black male square. He's the atypical black American male or black male that, instead of playing sports, he's into video games, he's into anime, maybe he's not in athletic, maybe he's not built, he's not aggressive, he's, instead of using, for lack of a better word, the urban vernacular, he's more well spoken, so on and so forth, right? So I myself, obviously, as you can see, I was a black male square, but more so it was kind of different in my situation because I grew up outside. In my formidable years, I grew up outside the US, so I kind of had a different experience. But coming back to the US during my college age, I kind of could see how the black male square could be definitely a presiding feeling amongst the black community. Okay, so let's get into the whole issue with Michael B. Jordan. So you have Michael B. Jordan. For those of you who don't know, who don't follow, the social media and news or whatever, he is he's a well-known American actor, pretty good actor in my opinion. Right now, I think one of his biggest projects is Creed 2, that's coming out, I believe, next month, right? I think he started his acting career, or one of his big breaks was in, I believe, The Wire, if I'm not mistaken, right? But that was way back, and ever since then, he's been going up and going up and going up. And personally, I like him as a black role model. He seems, from the surface, I don't know his personal life, but from the surface, he seems like an upstanding black man. He's well-spoken, well-dressed, well-groomed. He seems to be very temperate in his mannerisms, stuff like that. You never really hear him in a lot of scandal up until now, right? So first, he was with one of the biggest things in his life, I guess, was that he was accused of being, I guess, a sellout, right? Because I think a couple years back, he was seen on a yacht with some European chicks or whatever. And they were saying like, and of course, a lot of women, especially black women, were saying that, oh, like, look at this black man. Because black women, they like a clean cut dude who has money like that. Black dude that has money like that. So they're like, oh, like, he's one of those, sellouts because he's with Becky, blah, 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 blah. He gets into a relationship with Lori Harvey, a popular social media socialite or personality. That's what I'm looking for, personality. And they break up because I think he wanted to marry her and she didn't want to get married to him because she had her own career and her own interests to do. And after reeling from that, he began to, do his own thing. And then recently, the whole topic of discussion is circled around is that he was on the red carpet for some type of meeting or whatever they do in Hollywood, right? And he happened to come across a old schoolmate of his from high school who was doing some kind of reporting on him, whether it's for her blog or podcast or whatever, right? So the interaction goes for a synopsis of the interaction. Pretty much, he comes up to him, he recognizes her, and she's kind of like to the extent like, oh, it's Michael B. Jordan. We go way back, and Michael B. Jordan was like, oh, I'm the corny one, right? The corny guy, remember? And she was like, oh, ha ha ha, it's not like that. And she kind of laughs it off. And she asked him like, oh, what's your favorite restaurant? And he's like, yeah, my favorite restaurant is any hotel that I'm at right now. And yeah, I gotta go. And he peaced out. And she kind of like wryly laughs off the whole interaction, the whole awkward interaction, right? Um, so come to find out, this chick, on a podcast that she had, I believe, or she was hosting or she was on, was saying that, oh, I know Michael B. Jordan, he was corny because he did this and this and that back in high school. I'm not going to get into it. And then Joe Budden, a famous rapper turned radio personality, on his podcast said that, Michael B. Jordan was corny because he kind of like dismissed the woman when she tried to kind of like be a sycophant, for lack of a better word, to Michael B. Jordan. And Michael B. Jordan kind of blew her off. And there's a lot of this backlash against Michael B. Jordan, and kind of saying that, oh, Michael B. Jordan, he's too clean cut, he's too nice. Like, I bet, like I saw this Instagram post where it's like, oh, I bet he has his birth certificate with official copy and all this stuff on Spiritual Word. Yeah, that was an Instagram Instagram account, for lack of a better word. Excuse me. So why am I talking about all this and going on this background, right? So a lot of people would look at this situation and be like, oh, like, Michael B. Jordan was in the wrong because, and a lot of people have been saying this, Michael B. Jordan is in the wrong because he is, he shouldn't have let her know that what she did and said in high school affected him, and he was petty or being weak for, I guess, reacting the way that he reacted. And okay, we can leave that up for debate. I'm not really trying to get at that per se, but I have two things that I want to leave in this whole situation, right? So one is kind of the deep-rooted issue that I find, and I kind of talked about it in one of my shorts, but these shorts, a lot of the times, they don't do my views justice and my co-hosts justice. So I find that one of the reasons why the Black community is the way it is kind of like the lack of self-esteem as a collective when it comes on to our worth. What do I mean by that? So you would have, I remember this one experiment, right? Before I get into my whole reason why I said that. So I remember this one experiment that kind of, I'll never forget. I think it was done in the 80s, where you had a bunch of Black children, I think ranging from like 2 to 4 years old, roughly around that age. And in front of the children, they had dolls. Some of the dolls were white looking, Caucasian looking, and some of the dolls were Black looking, right? So in front of the dolls that were white looking, the kids, the 2 to 4 year olds, would associate beauty, intelligence, purity with the white dolls, but with the Black dolls, they would say, oh, that's ugly, or it's stupid, stuff like that, right? There is a deep-seated hatred, I believe, kind of like a disdain for, excuse me, for intelligence and being on the straight and narrow in Black society, right? not everyone, but I think that is the main culture right now, especially nowadays, right? Whenever I remember growing up and speaking proper, even when I was an adult, in the military, I usually speak proper. When I'm I guess you could say I'm code switching when I'm speaking amongst my Caucasian counterparts, or just in general, just to kind of keep a level of professionalism. And people would say, "Oh, like that dude, yeah, he acts white. He's the whitest black dude I know," because I speak properly. So it's not only a black thing, I would say, but it's also some white people would say that as well, or some Caucasian people would say that as well. But I think within the black community, anything that deviates from the stereotype that we feed in as black people is kind of looked at as foreign, or acting, trying to be uppity, for lack of a better term, right? So I can kind of see where Michael B. Jordan, an intelligent dude, and apparently he's into anime and stuff like that, could probably be made fun of, right? And for some reason, I don't know if it's kind of like a self-hate or whatever, but it's just the black community. We just celebrate a lot of dumb stuff, unintelligent stuff, right? Especially in Black America. So it's kind of like, oh, this dude is he's trying to be smart, or he's trying to act white. He's trying to get good grades. He's trying to get a 9 to 5 instead of running the streets and all this stuff. And granted, this is not all black women. Let me just get this out of the way, because every time I post something, I'm getting attacked like, oh, why do I only bash black women, or bash women in general? This is not all women. This is not all black women. But a lot of the times when you see these interviews with hood boogers, you see them say like, oh, I need a trapper. I need a dude that's gonna get the money fast, quick, in a hurry, like that, as opposed to like a doctor or a lawyer who get the same amount of money as a drug dealer, but it's illegal. You know what I mean? So I think the hip hop culture kind of, or I shouldn't say black culture. Let me renege that. I would say the hip hop culture, because hip hop culture and black culture is different. But the hip hop culture aspect of black culture, the subsection of hip hop culture, that's what I think is kind of reinforcing these degenerate values in Black America, right? So I think when you have men like Michael B. Jordan, who is kind of the antithesis of the thug with his pants all draped down and speaking all hood and all this other stuff, the hustler, I think it kind of, in a way, could either remind certain areas of the black community, maybe they have failed, or they haven't gotten to the level of success he has. Maybe it's jealousy. Maybe it could be a mixture of both. I'm not sure. But I think unless we want to see a better change in the black community as a whole, like this whole mentality of hating on a black man who's supposed to be the leader, who's supposed to be a leader in the black community, who's, from as far as I can see, a good role model, he is being bashed because he is on the straight and narrow by men and women that look like him, which makes no sense to me, right? So, second thing, before I wrap this video up, it's the whole issue of the black sisterhood, kind of, right? What do I mean by that? So I saw this particular TikTok where they were getting all up in arms because Michael B. Jordan, all Michael B. Jordan said on the red carpet situation was, "Oh, I'm the corny kid, right?" And then she asked another question about his favorite restaurant. He's like, "Oh," he kind of gave her a half-ass answer saying that my favorite restaurant is whatever hotel I'm in. And then he kept it pushing, right? A lot of people are saying that he shouldn't have done that he shouldn't have acted that way. He should have, I guess, kept it in or whatever. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but a lot of people whether it's trauma like that or trauma otherwise, drives them to either despair or drives them to success. And I would assume that a lot of the bullying and a lot of the antagonizing that he got when he was in high school drove him to the success that he's in now. But the point that I'm getting at is a lot of people, including men like Joe Budden, were kind of up in arms in front of, were kind of like in a backlash towards Michael B. Jordan because he attacked a black woman, right? Where we don't know what happened. Granted, it was in the past, right? But it's kind of crazy that all Michael B. Jordan did, he could have acted way out of character. He had, some people would say he would have the right to, say some nasty stuff or some mean stuff. But all he said was, "Oh, I'm the corny kid, right? Remember?" To kind of remind her that, hey, I'm in this position, you're in that position, right? Personally, is it petty? Yeah, a little bit petty, but I don't think it's an attack on her per se. But a lot of black women took it that way on TikTok and a lot of these social media sites. So why is it that when a black man stands up for himself or he shows some kind of opposition to a black woman, it's almost like the worst thing that could happen? He didn't say any kind of derogatory thing to her. He didn't attack her or anything. All he did was say a comment to subtly remind her that, hey, I'm in the position of success right now, and you're the one that's interviewing me. That's what I got from it. Again, was it petty? Yes, it's a bit petty, but it was warranted in my opinion. But it's kind of ridiculous that as black men, you can't say anything or have any type of opinion when it comes on to how the other gender acts or interacts with men. And if we do, we're misogynistic, we don't like our mamas, we're this and that. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I think even in this situation, Michael B. Jordan is kind of a good example of what to do. Just keep on being successful, keep on pushing, keep on working hard, because your success will be the best revenge that you can have. There's no shooting or cussing out anyone that a lot of people might turn to when they feel offended or when they feel hurt. But just keep it pushing, keep on working hard, keep on doing what you're doing. And in the end, you'll win. But guys, what's your thoughts on the situation? Leave your comments in the comment section below. And with that being said, guys, that's all I have for today, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Peace out.